Greetings! This is garthrs, the tireless adventurer, another episode of StarMade on the StarSquadron survival server. Just want to give you guys a quick update on what I did here, and then I'm going to cut in a visit that I had today. So let me get in the build block. Get into build block. Anyways, so you know, sparkle corn juice is it's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. Those of you who wish to stop it, you're going to be helpless. This is what I came up with. This is the thing that I came up with, and it's pretty simple. You park them here, they come in, they come over, and then they go all the way down until the last, or the first available slot, which is right here, the last available slot, which is right here. And you can see that this is turned, this one is not. And that's because of the very simple logic that I have here. Now, there are two conditions for this rail to be. I'm parked on, I'm not parked on. So, if it is parked on, it goes to here, which tells this one, right here, to change to this direction. If it's not parked on, and that goes all the way over here to this one, to say, you know, this next one, send it on down the line. So, since we have somebody parked there, and somebody parked there, but nobody parked here, you see we're in the not phase, and the not phase takes us to this one right here, which will bring me down, but this one right here says I am parked on, comes here and saying stop. So that's why this one is turned this way. Now there's been a couple of discussions that we had, and one of the people that came, or the person who came to see me today, we kind of discussed that a little bit, and I worked out some of these the off and on lights. I will get into it in length in another video when I go through the cargo pod, the next version. I'm going to actually sit down with somebody, and we're gonna get some standards going, some standards for community and whatnot, so everybody is doing things in moderately the same way. Like he was telling me that he had side ports, or docking things on the side, because some of his ships carry things sideways, but they're docked on the side. They would be docked on the side, not in the front. So, and I figured we could use that either way. Oh, there we go. I had to burp. That's very rude, I know. Yeah, but that is effectively what we've got here, and these last two are off, which is going to drive me freaking crazy. So let's go ahead and select you and fix this, because if I don't fix it, there's going to be problems. Let's go with remove mode. Okay, you're removed, and you're removed. And we go off of remove mode, and this is what we're going to do here. Yeah. Okay, that one's right. And we come here and go like that. Perfect. Everything's beautiful. So effectively what this guy does is he comes here, we parked him with the nose pointing up. So because remember, my rear rail docker is not controlling whether or not the storage pulls. When this one is docked in the front, it activates this light, which turns on the pull for this cargo pod. So when you dock them forward, they'll pull from the main vehicle. When you dock them backwards, they will not. So that's pretty much, they're just for currying then. So what this guy does is he parks here, and as he's parked here, you can see that rail is selected to that, which is set to pull everything, and there you go. What I was also thinking about doing was connecting this to this, but it doesn't really matter on the pull afterwards. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be pulling all the time anyways, because these are going to remain empty. These are just here so it can pull in larger ticks. That's the only thing. And it'll pull and it'll pull and it'll pull until it's empty. And when it's empty, eventually this light will come on, and I'll know that this pod is ready to be put back in the system. And they'll just queue up here until it gets full, which hopefully it never does. But a perfect example of how this works, the way the logic and the base is set up, if I got in this one and flew away, this one would slide down to the first position. So they will close gaps in between them. Like if I had one here and then drove this one away, this one would slide down to take a position here. That's just the way the logic is worked out. I thought it was pretty awesome, so I stuck with it. It's pretty incredible. Also, I didn't know, and Cap told me that there's two kinds of permission modules: a public permission module, which means you don't have to be in the faction, and then there's faction permission modules, which control the level of faction that you need to be in to make something happen. And I just thought it was all the same. So I learned something today. Yeah, but just want to give you guys a brief update on what that was right there. And in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to actually get working on a little central unit right here with the beginnings of the actual factory, because I got my first distributor contract working up, and I think I'm excited about it. I'm pretty excited about it. Sparkle Corn Juice is just around the corner. It is literally just around the corner. You guys will be seeing it on your shelves in local stores across the StarSquadron server probably within the next week, 2 weeks. I'm thinking maximum. I just got to get the basic factory up and running. Then I can start automating some things. Once I get the basic factory design up, the only place I'm really going to have a difficult here is the actual distilling that's going to come out of this side and kind of mix with a couple smaller vats over here, where we're going to be adding our different ingredients. And I think that's going to be a great thing. I mean, I'm really super excited about all the sparkle corn juice that we're going to make, and together as a couple. Not like that we're a couple, but you know what I mean. Super excited. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this logic, which pretty much just mimics this all the way down to the end. I need to put... the reason I left these holes here is I'm going to put permission modules on them so people can enter their stuff. And of course the last couple of rows here are all going to have public permission modules so people can dock here. And I'm just going to kind of highlight this in green, as in this is where you should dock. And it'll take you on down. I have right here the cargo rail speed thing. If I want things to go slower, I can turn some of these off, because all 10 of these are hooked in there. And basically each one of these modules represents 10% speed. It basically, like, I could just put one on there and turn it on, and I would have basically two speeds, 0% and 100%. So, but by doing 10 of these, I can crack it down in 10% increments, which is effectively what I'm looking for. And up here we have the cargo pod walk, where you can get in your cargo pod if it's designed similar to mine, where you can access stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut in that part where I had the visitor, and you guys can. This is dead center. All right. So, and then you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. I always appreciate your feedback. I got a lot of good feedback on the unicorns. People were, making fun of me, and some people were being very serious about it. But just so you know, I can't prove that they exist because they can't be photographed in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. People can make fun of me all you want, but when you taste the sparkle corn juice, you're going to know that unicorns made it happen. So feel free to stick around and watch this last part. And also, if you want, you can swing over to LensCap's channel and check out his side of the story, because you can see a little bit more. I mean, my side is my side. Of course, you're going to hear my side of the story. But when you see LensCap, he's kind of neutral. He's a neutral third party, so you might get a better viewpoint. You never know. He does a lot of good stuff for the people on the server, and not being attached to either one of the alliances, man, it has its perks. He's ready to go. He's making it happen. And with that, I'll let you guys enjoy his section of the video, and I'll see you guys later.
So what you got going on here? Is this your cargo system?
Yeah, this is the cargo delivery system. Is basically the way that my pods are put together. Is there's 2 points on them. You can kind of see. You watch the holes, but if you come down here and you look at my salvage unit, you see it's got 2 pods on the top, 2 pods on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, the pods that are parked in the front, which is this end over here, they're docked forward. And the pods in the back are docked forward as well, but they're facing in the opposite direction. So you see the other end of the pod has a port on it.
I see.
All right, anytime it's parked on the forward port, it automatically pulls from whatever it's attached to. So any storage that's attached to the rail docker will get pulled from as long as that storage is off. Does that make sense? Yeah, but
It does.
when you park it backwards, the cargo pod does not auto pull. So when I park them on this line, I'll park them down there at the far end, down that way, and then this other way. They come in down there and they move down along this chain, and you can see that all these are pushing forward until you get down to the very last one, and as soon as something parks here, this one will turn.
But it has not.
Yeah, because like if you park something on this one right now, the logic beneath will tell you that this one needs to be facing this way to stop the next pod.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's kind of how mine's set up too.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Mine is not one long chain. Mine is much more complex, but that's because I'm I wanted it complex.
Yeah, I didn't want too much complexness because I plan on people dropping stuff off. That's why I built the pod walk up top there. But you brought up a good point. Not everybody enters their pod in the same way. So I might have to...
That's right. So like if I were to drop off, and I don't have the auto thing going on with my pods, so if I were to drop off a pod here, how would your system manage that?
It wouldn't. You'd have to have a dock on it somewhere, a port on it, probably
on or off on the pod itself, so you can just hit the button to toggle it.
Well, let me plop down a public thing here, and I'll put a build block on top of it, and we can. I'll show you the top of one of my pods. I just got to find the build blocks. There you are. All right.
Okay.
So you should be able to enter that now. Yeah.
Yes, I can.
All right. Go to the top of that pod that's parked over there.
I see. There's a light as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
to indicate when it's docked.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the logic of that worked out. Effectively, what I'm trying to do here is when it's empty, this light will illuminate. When something is docked here, it activates this activation module, which enables the pull of the storage module inside. Does that make sense?
Okay, I got you.
You see it?
It does.
All right.
Yep.
And when it's parked in the back, so the storage is not automatically pulling. That way, when I want to empty it, I just park it on the back side. I don't have to do anything. And it won't pull until it's docked to the front nodule there.
Okay, that's very clever. And then you can auto pull out of them just by docking them to the opposite side.
Right.
So
yeah, and
very clever.
The pod only has one camera because the core is flush up against the front rail docker. I put a camera facing aft on the aft rail docker.
So you can aim that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to automatically transfer from your ship to the rails here, or are you going to have to manually?
The idea, I could automatically have it. I could automatically pull from the ship, but I have no means of getting it out of the pods back into the ship. So,
oh, I see.
Yeah, because I would basically have to go around and hit the switch on every single one of the pods to pull it out, and it would be just as quick to undock it and redock it over here on the rail and let it empty itself.
I noticed one thing.
What's that?
About your pods. Actually, I noticed two things about your pods that I kind of want to point out.
Okay. The template pod, as it were. What's the other thing?
Okay. My pods went through several iterations too. Like this is probably the 5th different pod I've made.
Okay.
The other thing was that I noticed you don't have dockers on the sides of your pods, on the tall sides. I see that you have a space available for them, surrounded by thrusters. I don't see dockers there.
Yeah, and see what I did is that I specifically left that thruster out in case I decided to upgrade the side docks.
But if you fly over to where my ship is, it goes in the ship sideways.
Oh, so you couldn't carry one of my pods.
I could not carry one of your pods without that side dock.
I don't. Where is it at? I don't see it.
On my ship?
Yeah, I don't. Where's the pod at? Am I?
It's the orange thing with the sideways
Oh, I
skull.
see it now. I almost went all the way around. Okay, so is there a particular reason why you park it sideways when you could have just put a thing on the front or the back?
Yes, there is. There is. Contact docking is the reason.
Oh.
It would work still front or back, but the way that my contact docking is going to work, once I get the station set up properly, this is better because this way I can unload it as well from this dock on the bottom.
Ah, okay. So when you like the contact docking, I don't really know how that works. So if you had like to say a little mechanical arm that came out and dropped a rail down right here, would the other side disconnect?
No, you have to tell it to disconnect.
So you have to manually.
But you can do that with logic.
Okay, so if you just put an activation module on each one of these so that one goes on, the other one goes off.
Yeah, but there's a 4-second delay before it can dock again. So basically what you have to do is undock it, wait 4 seconds, and then touch another docking place on the pod with something. And then it will dock to the new one instead of the old one because it waits for motion. It waits for something to touch it. So if you just undock it, right, it's going to sit there against the rail still docked. Or undocked, I guess, but still touching it. But then if you go and touch another docking port on the thing, then it will move to the other entity, and you can kind of drag it around that way cool. From there.
Well, let me show you how I dock mine, which is pretty boring, but what do you do?
No doubt. I'd love to see it.
Just gonna teleport to my vessel. Which I don't think...
I'll stand in build mode and watch.
I don't think you'll be able to... I went too far. I have an airlock that I teleport into.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, I see you on top.
All right. I just grabbed the one I just jumped out of not too long ago. Hopefully gravity doesn't grab me.
Now, when you dock this, before you do this, I want to point out one other thing just to make sure it's not going to screw you up here.
What's that?
I noticed that this pod that's currently docked is in slot 2, not slot 1. And slot 3 is not prepared for a pod. That pod you dock will try and go to slot 2, which already is occupied.
Slot... I don't think so.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
It's not really a slot. It's almost like a magazine for a gun. You pull one out, and the rest of them will move forward to fill the slot.
Right.
I'll show you. You'll see when I get in here. I don't have a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of what do you call it? I don't have a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for here? My brain is completely shut down. You know what? Never mind. I'll just talk about it later. I honestly can't remember what my point was. It just completely escaped me. Alright, so you're watching it move forward. Effectively, there's not a specific order or pod number. I mean, I have X amount of pods. I put them in here. I grab whichever one I want and fly away with it.
Yeah, my pods have numbers, but it doesn't actually mean anything.
Okay. So you'll watch it. It'll come down here. If you watch this rail right here, when the other one parks, you'll see how I do the system. So,
okay, yeah, this is what I was confused about, because I would expect that the pod being docked here should switch this rail, but maybe I misunderstand.
No, it checks the pod before it. As soon as it parks there, you'll see that turn sideways. Where'd you go?
I'm right here behind you. It looks like it pushed itself into the other pod.
There's a 1 space gap.
Oh, okay. It's a graphical anomaly on my side. The pod that's parked here appears in the second spot instead of the first spot.
When you pull one out, they move forward. That may be what happened because your client didn't render that.
That's right. I see 2 pods mushed together now instead of just one pod.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what happened. But this right here will turn. I mean, the logic I have is really, really simple. It just...
No, yeah, I got you. This is exactly the same way that I've got it configured. Well, not exactly, but on my station as well. I follow it now. I was confused because what I was seeing was not
yeah,
true.
what you were seeing, you were being lied to. All right. And
okay.
Yeah, so basically I just bring them in there until they're empty, and then move on. I really wish I could get the empty indicator to work.
Oh, that's funny.
So what brings you into this neck of the woods?
Yeah, so I wanted to check out your cargo pods and stuff and see if we couldn't find a way to kind of utilize them. Because I kind of built my ship so that I can use anybody's pods. You know, I want it to be relatively universal.
Okay.
And the reason for this, we just set up a spawn warp gate hub.
Okay.
In your system that you've claimed. So I appreciate you allowing us to do that. But I wanted to set up a shop there. And I was wondering, since you're making the sparkle corn juice, if you would be willing to supply my shop with your sparkle
definitely.
corn
I mean, we're not to production levels yet. I mean, I do have some that I've made in the still down on the planet, but mass producing, I mean, we're close. So yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, my shop is still just a thought at this point. I have not placed the first block of it, so we've got plenty of time.
All right.
I'd be willing to pay you for your services. I've got a bunch of Larimar. I can.
Oh well, Larimar is definitely a currency of choice around here because I can use it to make more sparkle corn juice, which that would help a lot. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can work up a supply chain kind of thing where I can bring you Larimar and you can give me the end product and I'll put it in my bar, tavern, shop area.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Do we shake on it?
Let's shake on it.
You can, if you put a block in your hand, you kind of stick your hand out.
Is it sticking out now?
No.
I have a block in my hand. What about that?
I don't know. Okay, well, we'll shake on it anyway.
Sealed in blood.
Okay, well, we'll work something out. Once I get the shop up and running, I can start bringing you some Larimar. We'll swap you out for some sparkle corn juice. And
sounds good.
Pleasure doing business.
Pleasure doing business with you too.
Absolutely. So
you have the shop on the thing. It's at what, 222? What's the?
It's 232 is where the hub is.
232.
And currently it's not a hub, it's just me. But I think Gmod was gonna put a shipyard there, or a warp gate there. We just updated the server config so you can have multiple stations in one sector.
Okay. Spawn to Salty Shipyard.
Yep, so that'll take you from spawn to Salty Shipyard, which is my my ship,
cool.
my base. And then I figured we'd have a way, like a hub, so as we expand and go deeper out into the galaxy, we have a meeting point centrally. So, like, for example, I'm way out in the boonies, man. Like, if I wanted to get to Sven, he's like 6 sectors from me to spawn, and then like 8 sectors from spawn to him. So it literally would take like 20 or 30 minutes of just travel to get to him.
Wow.
But if we have a hub, I can jump to the hub and then jump to him, and it takes 20 seconds instead of 20 minutes.
Well, that's good.
So that's kind of what my thoughts on the hub was. I feel like, especially since we can't admin around anymore, we need a way to fast travel. And if we're going to have a hub there, we need a shop there, something to bring everybody together to put the hub there, other than just the ease of transportation, but, location, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the best place to set up a shop for sure, is right where everybody's going to be.
Definitely. I figured out why I couldn't shake hands. I wasn't in personal cargo. I was in the secondary cargo. It doesn't count when it's a secondary cargo. You have that cargo box in your inventory.
Oh,
so as soon as I select that, my hand falls down.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you could do that.
It's got to be your actual cargo and not your personal cargo.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got that worked out now. That's all solved. We're making deals. We're setting up stations. We're figuring out controls. It's a super productive day.
It was a good day. We've done a lot.
We totally have. I'm curious, and you can say no if you want, but can I have a look around your ship?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Let's see if we can get into it. I might have to move it a little bit so we can actually get into it somehow, but actually, do you have a gravity block with a public permission module on it?
I can have both of those.
You can make that happen for me. I should be able to get my ship docked conveniently.
All right, so
I'll be happy to give you a tour.
I'll just come down here and I'll put the module down here at the middle.
Okay.
All right, public permission. So red goes up on the gravity unit or down?
I don't know. I just need to deactivate gravity, so I don't think it matters. It'll say top on top.
That's what it
though.
says when I look at it. It says top.
That says bottom. Oh, I went flying.
It says top when I look at it. But you're out of gravity now.
Yeah, I am. That worked. That was the intention, so that works fine.
Well, see, I
just float on over to my ship and park it.
I exit gravity and instantly re-enter it.
I exited gravity and got launched into the air.
Oh, I fell off the thing because I'm an idiot. And I'm going to fall all the way to the planet, so.
All the way to the planet. Dude, it's so far away, the ground isn't even rendered in for me.
Yes, gravity is weird on my plate. I'm falling past my planet.
Oops. Do you need me to come pick you up?
Yeah. That would be great.
Okay, I'll come pick you up. I will leave the airlock open because it's not permissioned.
Okay. Yeah, gravity is weird on my planet. Don't run into me. I'm very fragile.
Here. Turn on astronauts and off asteroid.
Yeah, if you just fly directly down, you'll find me.
Yep, I see it there.
Because that's where I fell.
Are you stationary or are you still falling?
Oh, I'm stationary now. I was actually moving towards you, but I'm stationary.
Okay. I'm approaching.
I get some wicked speed up here in astronaut mode. It's like point nothing.
Right.
So let me get in here and I'll come up. There we go. Okay, so now I'm in. Where's the gravity?
Do you have any of those public permission modules on you? You can throw one at me?
How do you drop?
Just drag it out of your inventory.
Instantly pick it back up when you do it that way.
Try again.
No.
Okay, well, no gravity. That's fine.
That's fine. It was fun, though.
So my ship, this ship is not very big.
Your ship's not factioned anyways.
Should be.
Yeah. You're blue HUD, so.
Okay.
So I can.
Well, there you go. You can use it then.
No, it won't let me. It says activation access denied. This structure belongs to another faction.
Reset faction
signature. There you
go. Okay, now it's neutral.
Now I'm in it.
Okay, I don't mind to neutral my ship for a second. Okay,
pew, pew, pew.
So this is the door, of course, that you came in. There's an airlock. There's not a lot to this station, honestly, to the ship, honestly. So there's like a bunk area with a transporter.
Gotcha.
There's like a galley right here behind you.
That's cool.
This big white thing here is supposed to be a refrigerator.
Okay.
If you come over this way, there's a view. This is actually the front window of the ship.
That's cool.
So you can view out that way. If you jump, you can see into the bridge.
That's cool.
So that's one way to get to the bridge there. There's a head.
For heading?
And for heading. Now, the head is kind of dubious because there's supposed to be a blast hull door in the floor right there. But it's not there for some reason. But that brings you down here to, this is like the smuggling cargo place.
I got you.
Like like a hidden cargo kind of area.
That makes sense.
So this is actually where the cargo in the ship is, and then the cargo in theory gets transferred from there into the storage pods.
Perfect.
There's an Isenth Type 0 trading guild flying past.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Because there's if you go to the map, you can see how many shops are in this area. They're always...
Oh, so they go from shop to shop all the time.
They're always in the area.
Okay. So that's that. This door leads to an access hallway. This hallway goes back to the controls for the cargo pods.
Ah, okay. So you can.
So if you open this one, you can get to the inventory of the pods, and you can deactivate. You can activate or deactivate auto pull with the activation module.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So it's on the other side of the ship from everything else, but that's okay because as long as we've got access to it, that's the important part.
Yep.
You go up this ladder, you get to the bridge. I guess it's a bridge cockpit. Mm-hmm. It's not really a bridge if it's just one person, I guess.
Yes.
But you get to the cockpit. There's my chair. These buttons are not linked to anything currently, but eventually one of them will undock and push the pod away. One of them will pull the pod toward the mining and.
So one's going to be a push beam, one's going to be a pull beam.
Yep, and the beams are already in place. If you hop in the ship core, which you can, I don't mind, you'll be able to see the push and pull beams.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Don't push them; they will launch the pod.
Okay.
But actually, if you just fire the beams, it should just fire the beams. It won't actually.
Oh, I don't need. I know how the beams work. I don't need to push the button.
But there are push and pull beams in place already for that. So I don't have the docking mechanisms hooked up, so they don't undock or dock the pod or anything yet. But
okay,
that's basically it. I've got a radar jammer. I've got a big salvage gun on the side here, and a jump drive that's fairly decent. That's my ship.
That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It's much better looking than mine is.
Yours is good. It's coming along. Yours probably has a better salvager than mine is, honestly.
Oh yeah.
My ship was more focused around the pods than anything. So
yeah, there's 30 long modules for salvage.
Mine is 25.
Yeah, so yours isn't that much slower than mine.
Mine are 25, but they're stacked. They're stacked on each other. There's like two guns, kind of.
Yeah.
One in front of the other one. So I hit every block within my gun instead of every other one. Like
I do every other, so yours is probably more efficient than mine.
It makes it 50 blocks long, and it means my ship is big.
And this is 50 blocks long?
Yep, the gun is. Oh, I was still in gravity. The gun is, it's probably closer to like 53 or so. The gun itself is 50, and then there's some decorative thrusters on the back. But
I was like, where's it at? But I see it now. It's over here.
Yeah, on the other side. It's asymmetric.
Very nifty.
I put the decorative stuff all over it. I like my my orange standard armor. Looks kind of like copper wiring.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was thinking tubing, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah, tubing, some kind of tubing, copper wiring, structural support. It's just decoration, so it doesn't actually do anything.
I've never been really good with like decoration. I can make a design, but it always looks very two-dimensional and flat. So
I did for some ships I do the inside first, for others I do the outside first. For this one I did the bridge cockpit area, and I was like, hey, it would be cool if we had a viewing place underneath as well, and we had a big windscreen. Then okay, now how can I fit the interior around that? What kind of shape does the outside have to be? Just kind of took it from there.
I like it. It's very nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You make good ships.
I do what I can. I like the antenna arrays on the bottom of the salvage gun.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly proud of that, even though it's really simple. Still, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I was checking that out. I like little details like that, little bits of flair.
That's right.
Definitely cool. Well, I've got a lot of construction to get back to, and I appreciate you swinging by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me over. I definitely had a good time. We'll talk some more about transitioning some Laramar from my inventory to yours.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I'm downloading Gmod and Skin. So
he changes his skin a lot, which is cool. I like that.
Those hot pants or the leather pants that he had before. I could just hear the squeak when he was walking.
That's right.
It's a little open shirt.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that I needed to add some USDs. I think a lot of people use those.
I use them.
I tend to not. I don't know why. It's not like a choice. I just always forget until the ship's built. Then I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, and that's easy to do.
It is very easy to do.
Make sure if you do USDs. Oh, do you need a lift?
No, I got teleporters all over this plate.
Okay. Make sure if you do USDs, make sure that you've got permission. Make sure you've got permission so other people can dock there.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want them to.
I screw them. That's what I say.
But if you do it like how I've got it, there's a docker, a permission module, and then a rail. Then you can dock ship to ship. And the permission module covers both the docker and the rail, so you can dock to something or be docked to by anyone.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. And I'm gonna definitely take to heart what you said about the side ports. The only question I have is, do you have all the rail dockers on the side pointing forward?
Yes.
Okay, so they're all pointing forward. Gotcha.
Yeah, they just point forward. In my case, it's up, but I guess it would be for you as well. But yeah, forward. They point toward
the direction you fly.
The direction you fly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And they're not on every side. They're only on 2.
Okay.
So, like, I've got the skulls on one side, and then the next side has the dockers, and the skull, and then the docker. If you go in a circle around it.
Well, what I'm probably going to do is put the ports on the side that doesn't have the engine sticking out.
The side that doesn't have the engines. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like looking at the design of your pods, basically, you could. Yeah, they basically would go where you have that ring of thrusters.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically where they would go. Or on the other sides. I mean, it honestly doesn't make a difference.
Put them on the opposite sides because the way you have yours docked is you can see the design, which means that the docks are on the 90 degree out from that design.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to put it 90 degree out from the thrusters, so the thrusters would be what you'd see.
Aha. Okay, I gotcha.
Because that actually has some detail to it other than gray and dark gray.
Sure, yeah. And if you put docks on those sides, then I can pick up and carry your pods around if I need to.
Cool. But they have to be switches, right? There has to be a switch on it
to turn off the.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to. If I'm just transporting pods, then, I'll just pick it up and move it. It'll just be full or empty, and it'll stay that way. But if we're just transporting them, it doesn't matter. If I'm trying to mine with it, then I should just be using my pods anyway.
There you go. That makes perfect sense. God, you're smart.
I plan on having another ship later that holds 4 pods, specifically for transporting goods, and that's going to be basically all that it does.
Yeah, this one, the one that I have, holds 8 pods total, which I will never fill up on a salvage trip.
Yeah.
But the plan is to collect some things in there and then just kind of have them be part of the crowd so that they're kind of harder to find.
I went salvaging earlier. I spent an hour mining asteroids, and I only filled this pod up 15%.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So I probably don't need that many. I probably don't need that many. Good point. Lots of good things. Lots of things I learned. Lots of things.
Well, I'm glad I could help you. You know, and I learned a lot of good things too. So that's for sure. I really like the way that you've got the automatic pull and stuff on your pods. That's a fantastic idea. I may have to steal that.
Yeah, you should go right ahead. You can. It's free. It's what do they call it? Public information.
Yep, that's right. Same as any of the information I've got available. You know.
Oh, I do need one. I do need you to do one thing. I need you to give me a verbal agreement not to disclose the factory parts that you've seen, because some of it is it's industrial secret. So
I saw nothing that I understood anyway, so no problem.
There you go. All right. So yeah, there's trade secrets at work here, so I just got to make sure that they stay secrets.
Yeah, I think I heard something about unicorns, but I was recording the whole time, so I didn't see anything.
You're recording. Now I feel very, very nervous. Recording my public or my private things. Oh my god. Yeah, so definitely just let me know how many sparkle coin juices you would like. We're going to be going with 2 flavors. Basically, one that is full strength and one that is half strength. But other than that, it should be pretty much the same flavor, just different potencies.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Once I get the establishment up and running, we'll figure out payment per however we're gonna measure the quantities and whatnot.
I got you. That sounds like a plan.
Cool, man. Well, I gotta get headed back. I got lots of work to do, so I will see you soon.
All right. See you later.